Hello and welcome. I'm Lori, your spiritual advisor, here with tips to help you with this thing we call life. I've heard so many people talking about meditation lately, which is really exciting. I'm really excited that people want to add that to their life, or they're starting to learn the value of that or see how that can be supportive of them. So we're going to talk a little bit about meditation, what it is and where to start. Because I think the idea is, the definition that a lot of people are attaching to meditation is that it's about sitting in a dark room with beautiful music and everything is calm and it's peaceful and you sit there for hours and your mind is just going to stop thinking. Not really. And first of all, we can't just be thinking about advanced techniques of meditation. So people who have been practicing meditation for forever can probably sit in an uncomfortable position for hours and mostly quiet the mind. But when you start, you're not going to be there. So let's first understand that the mind thinks that's what it does. It's its job, and it's an important role. We don't want to stop the mind, okay? So get rid of that idea that the mind is bad and you need to stop it. We need to control it a little bit more, right? So it's not just some unruly child that's going around just tearing things up, right? So part of what meditation is learning to listen to the mind and everything else that may be communicating with you. So what meditation really is presence. It's just being completely where you're at so that you can observe and see and hear everything that's going on. So the important thing is to learn how the mind talks and how it speaks to you. So in the beginning of meditation, we're going to be doing a lot of focusing on whatever's happening, going on in there, right? Being present. What do I hear? What do I see? What do I feel? What do I know? And the goal for meditation is to be able to take that with you everywhere that you go. So it's not just sitting in a dark room with beautiful music. Most people could probably feel pretty calm if they sat in a dark room with nice music and it was warm and they were comfortable. But can you do it at the DMV? Can you get into a meditative state in the DMV or when you're driving? Because that's really when you need it. So the tool is supposed to be used when we need the thing, not just when we control the environment. Someone told me years ago when I was having trouble meditating because I swear every time I would meditate, somebody would start doing yard work or the dog was barking or something, and I felt like, well, now I can't do it, right? And so someone presented to me that if you can't do it then it's not going to be beneficial for you because that's when you need it, when something is irritating you. So she had said, focus on the sound that's irritating you. And that focus is the presence, and that's what meditation is. It's the presence. And the interesting thing is when I put the focus on that, it started to smooth the edges, right? And so meditation is a paying attention. It's a being present, right? Buddhist monks will tell you that it's not that you want to quiet the mind or quiet the anger, but you actually want to sit with it. So when you feel angry, you want to sit with it and you want to befriend it. And you want to ask it why it exists, right? Because once you find out why it exists, then you can figure out what you want to do with it. So that's the important thing. Now, after years of practicing doing this, you are going to find a very quieted state of mind. But in the beginning, you have to get through a lot of that chatter and figure out why it exists. One of the best ways to practice in the beginning stages of meditation, instead of sitting down in a chair, is to practice walking meditation or task-oriented meditation, which means only do the thing that you're doing. Right? This is going to train you to because you're going to move the body, and when you're moving the body, you're going to be a little less when you're just sitting like this, right? You're going to be a little less frustrated within that space. When you're moving the body and you're focusing on the task that you're doing, then you're going to start bringing yourself into presence. It's going to be easier and easier and easier to sit if you start to practice that through the day. So if you're driving, just drive. If you're washing the dishes, just wash the dishes. Keep pulling your focus back to the task. So if you're washing the dishes and your mind starts to wander to the bills or to later or whatever. No, say no. Just wash the dishes, right? Feel the water, feel the soap, look at the plate. It's amazing. You never know what it feels like to actually do the thing that you're doing. So my suggestion is always in the baby stage. Don't try to accomplish what over here. That we can't go from here to here. You got to go through the middle, and through the middle is repetition and consistency, right? And so the beginning stages of meditation should be task-oriented meditation, continuously pulling yourself back to where you're at. If you want to practice some sitting meditation, start very small. Set a timer for 30 seconds. Because the thing is, if you can accomplish that 30 seconds, good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. I just completed 30 seconds. That's amazing, right? Instead of, I sat down and I couldn't do it for an hour, and now you feel like a failure. So set it up to where you feel like you accomplished something, a small task that's easy to do. Right? And start there, and then you build on that. So if you can do 30 seconds, then maybe you do a minute, and then you do 5, and then you do, right? So start small, build, give yourself credit for what you do. And this will be probably one of the most beneficial things that you'll ever be able to take in your life, because you can use it at Walmart and the grocery store and everywhere that you go. And that's where we really need it. Okay?